Welcome to In Focus. I'm your host, Thuy Phan. Every now and then something wonderful comes along to our community that allows us to share our culture and talent with the rest of the world, and Christmas in Hanoi is exactly that. Join me as we talk to two of this play's biggest stars and find out what this story is all about and why it is important to support our fellow artists.
I never went back to Vietnam, but you will go. Maybe there you can hear me.
When they were little children, I wanted to play with them, make them laugh, not infect them with old wounds.
Mom and Dad lost the war. Mom lost the country. Dad got a wife. Then Dad lost a wife. You and me, we're the salvage job.
Do you know how many people died in the war?
Their mother agreed, we must make them whole American, not half this or half that.
You know they do a second burial up north. They dig you up 7 years after they buried you and bring you home.
You're sure the ghost is not your daughter? But some ghosts don't want anything.
Trăm năm
Give him back.
trong cõi người ta chỉ tài khi mạnh khéo léo giết nhau.
Listen to me, Lou. Things are coming to hurt us. Some things young people must finish.
Cái vở kịch này được đạo diễn bởi ông Jeff Liu và viết bởi ông Eddie Bory. And the writer is very young, so his first play. Vở kịch này có 5 người diễn viên trong đó. Có Long đóng vai ông ngoại không nội, ông ngoại hả? Ông ngoại.
Yeah, ông ngoại.
Elisa đóng vai bà già, nhưng mà đặc biệt là thêm bà má, nhưng mà thêm 6 vai tất cả.
6 vật, yeah.
6 vai. Okay.
6 vai, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you play 6 characters?
I play 7 different characters.
7 characters.
Some of them are smaller than others, but the main character is Oanh. Tên là Oanh Ganley, tại vì lấy chồng Mỹ, lấy chồng lính đó. And cái bà đó, bà mất 1 năm rồi.
Chết, mất
Mất là chết. Hơn 1 năm rồi. And yeah, and I play a medium, and I play a jam lady, and I play a clueless newlywed.
So medium là bà lên đồng.
Yeah.
Có một bà lên đồng ở Hà Nội. Rồi jam lady là cái bà người chàm, Việt Nam gọi người chàm. Có hồn mang một bà người chàm.
Đúng rồi.
Rồi một bà nhà quê.
Nhà quê, bà nào nhà quê?
Bà mà chơi
mang bánh mì đó hả? Cái bà phi trường, bà đâu có nhà quê.
Ở nhà quê tự nhiên
bà ôn nguyên một cái shop bánh mì mà. Đâu phải nhà quê đâu.
Quê quá.
Bà là owner của cái shop đó, bà đâu phải người nhà quê.
Cái bà bán bánh mì rồi.
Bà bán bánh mì.
Không có nhà quê.
Bà 74 tuổi đó.
74
tuổi.
Bán một cô ăn mày. Một bà ăn mày.
Yeah, một bà ăn mày nữa.
Bà ăn
mày mà có con mà bế đứa con.
Là mấy rồi, 4 rồi.
Với lại mấy cái cô mà vừa mới lấy chồng đó.
Một cô là mới
đi du lịch mày.
Đi gọi honeymoon gọi là gì? Đi tuần trăng mật, ở Hà Nội với lại chồng người Mỹ. Mấy vai là vậy?
I don't know.
Rồi thêm một bà nhà quê bị bắn chết nữa.
Bà nhà quê bị bắn chết.
Thật là xấu rồi.
I'm so nhà quê.
Đóng vai nhà quê không rồi?
Yeah, tôi nhà quê không.
Tại mặt nhà quê.
Nhưng mà cái bà nhà quê đó ở trong phim, okay. Bà bị bắn đó, bà đó ở trong phim. Thì hơi nhà quê mà cũng hơi sang.
Bà ở trong phim, ở trong một cái kịch. Trong một giấc mơ. Cho nên nó hơi nhiều thứ.
Yeah, hơi nhiều thứ lắm.
While the plot sounds complicated, it is not. It is, however, complex in its story about an interracial Vietnamese-Irish family when the East-West players face the Future Playwriting Award for writer Eddie Bory. It is these complexities that drew Elise to the script.
First things that struck me was that the play communicated some things that I have felt over the years as a Vietnamese-American person, but I have not seen it represented in pop culture, in movies and other plays. And that is the monologue that Winnie, the character who is my daughter in the play, she talks about watching a war movie and how one of the soldiers, the American soldiers, shoots an old lady in a rice field, and he's all torn up about it because he's not sure if she's innocent or she's victim or what. And she's shocked because it's all about the guy, how bad he feels, but she's thinking, and she says this in the play, what about the old lady? You know, does anyone care about her? And I had that same experience watching Platoon We don't
Platoon.
name it in the play, but I had that same experience. I remember watching that and going, excuse me, she might have been innocent. She might have just been an old woman in a rice field. Does anyone care? And no one cares. So there were certain themes that really resonated with me, you know, thinking, wow, I don't get to say that line, but it really, it struck me when I read it. So I wanted to be a part of something that says things that I've been wanting to say for years.
For Long Nguyen, who you might recognize from the critically acclaimed Journey from the Fall, working in theater is a new experience for him, and he says the differences between the stage and the big screen help keep it interesting.
The harder or easier sub to what you used to. For some people, they're very used to the theater, and it's hard for them to switch to film. And because I'm so used to film, so it's very hard for me to switch to the theater. In film, the camera right here, like you're very close to me, right? And sometimes even closer. So when I talk to Elise, I would say, có khỏe không? And that's it, right? I don't say, có khỏe không? So it's a big difference. And you know, the first 10 play, I'm just say so softly that people like get mad at me because I speak so softly. But now I learned my lesson that kids, you talk too soft for the play. We cannot hear you. So now I speak louder. And so it's a completely different in many ways. And in a film, you do one scene 20 times. So you just kind of blow out. So okay, I have 100%. I'm going to put 100% in this scene. And then we take a little break. And then I drink some tea, and I get my energy up. I do the scene, and then take a nap in the trailer, and come back, and do the scene again 100%. And you get burned out, you get tired, or you cry your heart out, whatever. Yeah. But then in the theater, you have a play that lasts 2 hours. Our play have about 12 scenes.
That's about
12 màn, right? 12 scenes, right, Kat?
No, 13.
13,
because 6
okay.
in the first act and then 7 in the second act.
So you know her stuff, you can tell. Yeah, 13 scenes.
We've only been doing this for a month and a half.
Dạ, có 13 màn, cho nên mình phải trong đầu mình lúc nào phải nghĩ 13 màn, không phải là nghĩ một màn một được. Cho nên là cái năng lực mình phải để dành cho cái màn thứ 13, cho nên khi nó hết luôn. Cho nên mỗi màn là different energy, and you have to kind of, you know, have it in your head. Yeah. So when you play this scene, you do this, and that scene, you do that. Yeah. You don't blow out no one scene and then you dead the next scene. So theater is very immediate.
It is immediate, it's live, anything can happen, it's unpredictable, and that's another thing I like about it. Each show is different. It's just, there's never going to be, you know, there are never going to be 2 identical shows. Tonight's going to be different than last night.
And what I learned is that in the theater, you can make mistake, and your friend going to cover for you. So nếu mà mình quên một câu á, không sao. Cái có người bạn mình bên cạnh, lúc mà họ đối thoại mình, họ sẽ giúp cho mình, họ cho mình câu khác, hay là mình cứ tiếp tục mình đóng không có sao cả.
Đúng rồi.
Yeah.
While theater actors make it look so easy to bring these characters and stories to life, I asked Elise and Long what it takes for them to feel like what they've brought to the stage was a success, and Elise says the audience has to be with them.
And I don't mean with us in the sense of they have to agree with whatever the themes and the messages are. I mean with us in the sense that they have to be engaged, even if it makes them angry or it provokes them, it makes them think. I don't want them falling asleep. That's tough. Luckily enough, I've never had to look out in the audience and see someone in the front row just snoozing.
Snoring away.
But that's just, yeah, apparently that's a killer of energy.
We have a soothing voice. We make the audience go to sleep.
I have friends who've talked about that. You know, they'll be doing a show and they're acting their heart out, and then all of a sudden they look down and people in the front row, and they're sleeping, and that's horrible. So what I mean by that is, yeah, as long as we're engaging them in some way and they're interested and they're following along, and even if, like I said, they disagree and they don't like it, that's what live theater is to me, because we feed off of that. You know, even if they go no, and you know, and they don't like it, but it's all just, it's a symbiotic relationship. We can't, I don't think that we can do theater in a vacuum. We can't do it to an empty audience. We need an audience, and the audience has to be there and has to react with us somehow and come along with us on the journey to make it work.
Yeah, I find out that I need the audience. So before the play, I just say, oh, who cares about the audience, right? You try to be cool and don't need the audience. we do it first. But then, you know, if you're in a play and the audience responds, they laugh at your joke, they chuckle, and it just gives you a burst of energy. Like, wow, you can really feel it. And
then you ham it up even more.
yeah, and sometimes, you know, I to be, like cool, I try to disrespect the audience, you know, but I find out whenever I disrespect the audience, even in my head, my energy go way down for some reason. So you have to like respect the audience, and somehow that help you bring that energy levels up. And then, you know, for me, you know, I'm a beginner, so I have a different goal than Elise. My goal is just, okay, my first performing is that my goal is to
make it through.
Remember my line.
Make it through to the end.
Yeah. So what I do is
don't fall down.
I focus on the first scene, and then as soon as the scene over, I think about my next scene so that I can remember the line. So after the first few performing is just to get through the whole play, and then the next few plays is about, you know, how to project my voice so that people can hear me better. And so, you know, so far I'm very happy with all this personal goal, and you know, I still have a long way to learn, but it really pays off. You know, as an actor, you need training all the time, and you know, I really need training. So.
Coming up after the break, Elise and Long will take us on an exclusive look behind the scenes of how they bring these characters to life on stage. You definitely don't want to miss it. Stay with us. Welcome back to In Focus. I'm your host, Thuy Phan. Before the break, you got a chance to meet two of the stars of Christmas in Hanoi. In this segment, they'll take us behind the scenes and show us how they bring the magic to the stage.
This is the set. It's set for scene 1, act 1, top of the play. And Long lies over there. That's his bed. Right, Long?
I have a very serious
Nằm ở
first
đó.
scene. I
Yeah.
sleep the whole scene.
Sleep the whole scene, nằm đó
I
rất
just
là
sit
lười
there.
đó.
I just know the whole scene. Yeah.
Nằm ngủ đó. Thôi.
But you know, this is very cool because the chef idea is that we have a bunch of chair, and then we make the chair into a bridge, and different room to the airport. So many locations, all a bunch of chairs put together.
Yeah.
So that and then the actor between scene, they have a scene transition.
Yeah, scene changes.
Scene change, yeah, and then we move the chair ourselves, and then
Yeah.
you know, it's very fun. It's like performing.
Yeah, we get some muscles. We have
Right.
to move all these pieces in between scenes
Right.
to set up the next one. And yeah,
So we have like 2 long bench and about, I would say, 6 or 8 little stool, and then we just assemble them in many different ways, to a bed, to a bar, to a grave site, and then, you know, very
a
cool.
bridge, a train.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have one doorway, which is very cool. The doorway is where they have the connection with the older world.
Only I get to go through there though. This is where we change. I have lots of costume changes, quick changes even. Go up here. It's a small area. It's not very big at all. Sometimes a bunch of us are crammed back here and we're all changing. So you kind of have to not be shy. But none of us are, you know, completely nude at any one time. We all have camis and stuff underneath. But yeah, we change. See, all my clothes are here. I have to change into all these outfits. This is just for Act 1.
Can you show the mommy áo dài?
Đây là áo dài nè. I get to wear this. Isn't that beautiful? This was custom made for me.
Wow.
They took my measurements and then custom made it. So this is Oanh, the mom. She wears this.
And then you have
this áo dài.
a jam lady, right? You have a jam
Yeah,
lady.
I have
there.
a jam lady, but there's like a whole outfit. This is the skirt, and I wear this on top of it, and then I wear a turban. This is I wrap this around my head, and that's the jam lady. And then there's a spirit medium.
Oh yeah, put the
It
scarf
comes,
on.
It
yeah.
comes with like a scarf. It kind of looks like a Superman cape from behind, but yeah, it kind of wraps around like this, and it's pretty cool. And I wear black pants underneath all of these outfits because, yeah, so I only have to change the top part. I keep
Right.
black pants on for everything.
You want to walk through the stage?
Oh
go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, so how much time do you have in between, like when you're changing, like between each outfit?
Seconds, literally seconds. That's why I have people helping me back here. Paige, the assistant stage manager, helps me sometimes, and Bernice, the assistant wardrobe person, she helps dress me. They're both great. So yeah, we step out on stage and we're here. This is our vantage point. When we're performing, this is what, well,
We have
the
like how
lights
many
are
seats
down,
here,
so.
Kat? 150?
240.
240 audience.
It's a
yeah.
balcony, as you can see. And this is what Long was talking about, how, you know, we have to project to the back of the wall, way back there.
So I talk to, let's say, Elise here. I say, how are you? But people already have to hear me.
Yeah.
Right.
We're mic'd now, but obviously when we're on stage during the play, there are no mics.
Không phải không?
Thôi ông, đừng lao. But we're
Oh
mic'd
man, you're
now.
loud.
Okay, stop it. Okay, come on,
That's
Long, we'll
fine.
take you upstairs real quick.
And then here's some fake rock and bamboo that our stage here. It's like
Yeah.
the backdrop. And the door can move. So
Oh, we have a
throughout
smoke
the
machine too. which
throughout
we're not gonna
the
turn on.
play, this door moved to a different location, and all the bench and all the stool were moving around to make a bridge, the room, the airport, and all different locations. Pretty awesome.
As seasoned actors, Elise and Long say you have to love what you do to keep moving forward in this industry, and here they share some words of advice on being an actor in this community.
I would say that it has to be something that you can't live without. Don't do it for money or fame or so that other people can see you on TV or movies. All of those are the wrong reasons, because you have ups and downs. You encounter poverty and rejection and no respect. You know, people don't like actors. You say you're an actor and they think that maybe you have no education, maybe you're ignorant, maybe you're vain, you're egotistical. There are so many bad adjectives or connotations attached to the term actor, or needy or insecure and all that stuff. So you have to do it despite all of those things, because you just can't live without it. It's not something that, it's not enough to want it. You have to not be able to live without doing it. A friend of mine from back home, I'm from the East Coast, she sent a friend after I was out here, and she said, hey, a friend of mine is coming over there and she would like to maybe be an actress. Can you sit down and have coffee with her and talk to her? I said, sure. So I sat down, and it was only maybe, I spent 2 hours with her, and I gave her the real dope on what to expect if she were to stay and pursue this career path. And then I gave her my phone number and I said, if you ever need to call me, please. Because you know, don't hesitate, because I didn't want her to be scammed or taken advantage of. There are a lot of people in this, as you know, in this town that can take advantage of a young woman. And then I never heard from her.
Boy. Oh.
Yes, or anyone actually. And I never heard back from her. So then I called my friend maybe a couple months later and I said, what happened to your friend? I had coffee with her and I never heard from her again. Is she doing okay? And she said, you scared her so much she went home. And at first I said, what? I was not scary. I was just being realistic, but I certainly wasn't, you know, like. And then I thought, you know, but maybe I did her a favor. If she realized, okay, I couldn't handle that, and she went home, then that's a good thing, because it wasn't going to be easy. And if I scared her by just having coffee with her and giving her all the information, then she probably wouldn't have been able to survive in this town. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, that's a good one. I hope you scared me before. Yeah. I was like, I wanted to quit so many times. It was true. I spent too much, you know, energy in it already to quit. But I found out slowly that acting is a privilege. It's not something that you do, like you said, for the wrong reason, but it's a privilege to be up there, to speak to the audience, to be in front of the camera. So take it, enjoy it, but also know that this is a special place, and be all, and just give the audience your heart, your feeling, the best you can, and respect them. And I think for me, acting teach me so many things about myself that I would not know if I don't act. It's like a door or a journey that if you take, and wow, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to speak louder, you have to,
you have to lose weight or whatever. Yeah.
You have to look beautiful. You have to.
Yeah. You got to work out.
And you can be old. You can be you face all your fear. You can be old. You can be being bald, losing your hair, but you face it and you make it part of your character. Mm-hmm. And for me, I learned so much, and it's truly a privilege. Now, mm-hmm. The way I think about it, and then the money comes sometimes. It's great. Yeah. But even when the money not come, it's so fun to be in it, and that's a reward. Yeah. And so many actors, they have another job to support themselves. Like we have 5 actors in this play, and I would say 3 out of 5 have a normal job, and to support our acting, and we do it willingly. And so if anyone out there want to be an actor, then knowing that it's up to you to support your acting, yeah. Not someone else. Don't give them that privilege. It's your own privilege to support the honor to be in front of the camera, to be on the stage. It's a very special place. Yeah.
Elise says it's not easy breaking into the acting business, but it is one of the most rewarding and worthwhile jobs out there.
At times when you feel low, you have to remind yourself that what you do is very brave. It's not easy to get in front of people, to be judged, not just when you're actually doing a job, but when you don't even get the job, because you're judged every time you go into a room to audition. And it happens all the time. And then when you do get the job, you're being judged even more because critics come and they can write whatever they want about you and put it in, major newspapers and stuff. So it's a brave thing to do it. So don't let other people say, oh, it's insignificant, it's not important, you're not contributing to society. I'd like to think that acting and movies and plays, they do contribute by communicating something about the human condition. Sometimes we have all these things that we're feeling and we don't know how to express them. Well, they get expressed in movies, at least the ones that are well done. They get expressed in books. Somebody who felt the same way as you went to the trouble of writing it down and then making a movie of it and putting it on the screen, and then that touches or moves a bunch of people. So it's actually a brave thing. It's not insignificant.
And for Long, he says that being a part of this play challenges and enriches his life.
Every night is so fun. Every night we learn something new. Every night mm-hmm. we speak a little thing about sure. Our character, right? So yeah. That's what's so fun about being an actor, is that you get to be alive mm-hmm. and experience all these things. It's about experience the reward of the joy of life. So it's great. Every night is great.
Christmas in Hanoi runs through March 10th at East West Players Theater in Los Angeles. For more information, you can go to www.eastwestplayers.org. Come out and support the arts and don't miss your chance to see these actors take on really challenging social issues through theater. Until next time, we hope you learn more, live more, and always stay in focus. Thanks for watching.